1. The girl who spoke with her silence. They called her Ghost. Not to her face, because no one ever dared approach Erilyn. But behind her back, whispered in locker rooms and chat groups, she was the ghost girl. The one who didn't speak. The one who sat alone. The one whose presence made the air feel heavy. She never cried when they pushed her. She never retaliated when they laughed. She never tattled to teachers or wrote angry rants online. Instead, she observed. Erilyn was 16, with thick black hair always tied tight, oversized hoodies even in summer, and eyes that seemed to have seen more than anyone her age should. She transferred to Westbrook High School 3 months ago. No one knew where from. No one asked. And she didn't offer. There was mystery in her silence. But teenagers don't respect mystery, they destroy it. And that's where it all began. 2. The Predators of Westbrook. Josh Harlan was the school's golden boy, quarterback, honor student, liar. Derek was his sidekick, stronger than smart, always 2 steps behind. Melissa? She was the cheer captain with the smile of an angel and the heart of a predator. Together, they ruled the hallways. They needed attention like wolves needed a hunt. When they first noticed Erilyn, it was at lunch. She sat alone under the same tree, every single day, sketching in a black notebook that no one dared touch. She wasn't beautiful in the way they were used to. But there was power in her stillness. It annoyed them. People like Josh and Melissa couldn't handle someone who didn't react. So they decided to break her. 3. Testing the walls. The first week, it was small. Josh accidentally spilled soda on her sketchbook. She didn't flinch, just picked it up and walked away. Melissa shoved her shoulder in the hallway and smirked, expecting a glare. Erilyn blinked once. Nothing more. Derek barked like a dog behind her one day. The class laughed. Erilyn kept walking. Their games escalated. They stole her water bottle and filled it with vinegar. They wrote "Silent Psycho" on her locker in red marker. They even mimicked her drawings, copying her tigers and warriors but adding clown faces to them. Still, nothing. But bullies don't stop when you don't react. They dig deeper. 4. The trigger. It was Friday. Last period had just ended. The bell rang, unleashing students into the afternoon sun. Recess. Erilyn walked out, headed straight for her tree. It was her safe place. Her sanctuary. What she didn't know was that Josh, Derek, and Melissa had planned something different that day. A finale, as Melissa called it. They waited until most students were on the field. A few classmates pulled out their phones, already tipped off about the show. Erilyn had just sat down when it happened. Josh came from behind and yanked her headphones. Derek kicked her sketchbook across the yard. And Melissa, smiling like a queen, reached forward and pulled down her top. The neckline of her loose shirt slipped, revealing her bra strap and the top of a deep scar carved across her shoulder. The crowd gasped. Phones were out. Kids were laughing. Except her. Erilyn didn't scream. Didn't cry. Didn't even fix her shirt right away. She slowly stood up. And what happened next would silence Westbrook High for years to come. 5. The snap. Josh was the first to laugh. What? Got nothing to say, ghost? But the look on her face made him step back. Erilyn moved like lightning. She spun around, grabbed his wrist, and twisted it upward. The crack was audible. He screamed, not like a jock, not like a tough guy, like a scared child. Before Derek could react, she stepped into his space and used his momentum to flip him over her shoulder, a clean, practiced move. His elbow met her knee midair, snap. Melissa froze. Erilyn turned to her, slowly approaching. "We were just kidding," Melissa stammered. Erilyn didn't touch her. She leaned close and whispered loud enough for everyone to hear. "You don't know me. You don't know what I've survived. But now, you'll never forget." Melissa dropped to her knees in sobs. The crowd? Silent. Phones were still recording. But no one laughed anymore. 6. The truth behind her strength. By the time the teachers came running, Josh and Derek were on the ground, Melissa in tears, and Erilyn sitting calmly, headphones back on. She was suspended. But what followed changed everything. The videos went viral in school groups. Some made it to local pages. Counselors pulled her in, expecting a troubled teen. Instead, they discovered a trained martial artist, second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. A survivor of violent abuse in her past school. Her father had been imprisoned for what he did to her and her mother. They had moved for safety. To heal. But peace was never given. She had to take it. 7. The aftermath. Josh was expelled. Derek transferred schools after his cast came off. Melissa? Her social status crumbled. No one followed her anymore. But Erilyn didn't become popular. She didn't need to. What changed was this: respect. People nodded at her in hallways. A few sat near her tree, not to bother her, but to keep her company. One girl gave her a wrapped sketchbook, brand new, with a note. "I wish I had your courage. Thank you for not being silent." 8. The message for you. There's a limit to how much a person can take. You never know what someone carries in silence: trauma, strength, pain, power. They say kindness is weakness. But silence? Sometimes it's the calm before a storm. Erilyn never wanted to hurt anyone. But when her dignity was stripped, when her past was mocked, when her body was violated in front of hundreds, she made a choice. And from that moment on, she was never invisible again. Closing, direct call to viewers. Speech balloon: what would you have done if you saw this happen? Would you have stood with her, or just recorded it? Tell us in the comments. Let your voice be louder than silence. Bell: if this story moved you, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a powerful story again. Glowing Star channel name: Be Kind Always. Because being kind isn't about being soft. It's about knowing when to fight for what's right.